All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Good morning, Stephanie. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Hey Casper, how are you doing?
Very good myself. Thank you too. So
Good.
Stephanie, we've been working in the program for, I think, almost 2 months now, and you've achieved some very amazing results. So I would like to, just walk through who you are, what you do, how you experienced this, and the success you achieved with your YouTube automation channel up until now, if that's okay with you.
Okay, no, that sounds great.
So to start off, Stephanie, could you tell me a little bit about yourself, like who you are, and where you came from, so to say?
Sure. Okay, so my name's Steph. I live in Zimbabwe. For those of you who don't know, that is in the southern part of Africa, just above South Africa. And I work in software development. I've been doing that for about 4 years. And yeah, that's basically a 9 to 5 job for me. And yeah, I've been looking for ways to supplement my income. And ultimately that's brought me to YouTube and your coaching, Casper. So yeah.
Yeah. It's most people I work with are people that are still working a 9 to 5 and want to look for like extra income next to that. Why did you how did you come across YouTube automation even, or why did you get into this one?
So, it seems to me that YouTube, just from the research that I've done, seems to be a really great way of making money if you don't have a lot of capital to start with. So for me, it was a good fit for me. I basically just saw a few videos online, about making money with YouTube. So I started looking into that more. There were a couple of courses that I took, just to learn a bit more about it. And, as I progressed, I thought, okay, this is actually something that really could work for me. Yeah, so I thought it's actually time to invest a bit more time into it and really give it a lot more effort than I had been doing, just to try and make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. What was for you like the reason like you picked YouTube over other business models, or was this just the first thing you came across like?
No, I looked into other things. You've got the whole drop shipping thing. There were other make money online things that I was also looking into. But I think, for me, YouTube, I liked the idea that I didn't have to, show my face. You're not really working with clients. You don't have to go out there and find clients to work with. It just seemed like a very straightforward business model to start working with. Quite easy to get started. If you have, you don't even need hectic editing skills. You can just start making videos. And I think also what helped was this whole AI revolution, I guess you could say, that came about in the last year. I looked at that and I thought, you know what? Before, it wasn't really possible for me to start making YouTube videos because I didn't really have a lot of time. I didn't really have time to sit down, write a script from scratch, all that kind of thing, record the voice over. And so when AI came out, I thought, okay, this is actually a really good time to start doing this because everything is kind of automated to a certain extent.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of also why I chose YouTube. There's so many video creation, there's a lot of video creation software out there that you can use. Yeah, it just made sense to me. Given my 9 to 5, I didn't have a lot of extra time outside of that. So yeah, that's why I decided, okay, let me give the YouTube a go.
Yeah, and these are actually, that you just mentioned, 2 huge reasons why a lot of 9 to 5ers start YouTube and like it so much, because indeed, like you say, first of all, now since a year with AI, you can produce almost everything yourself. Like you don't even have a team yet, right? And you made all this progress. So like you need all the different kind of skills to actually make those videos. Like the video editing is the hardest part for most people. But now with the AI stuff, it's pretty easy to do that without even video editing skills, right?
Totally. Yeah, it's very, very doable now. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a big plus for me.
Yeah. Like that is a big one. And indeed, like you say, like most people that I work with is like 9-to-5ers. They have a family just like you do. And they're like, I can't spend like 5 hours after my work running an online business or something, you know? And yeah,
Yeah,
it's you create a video yourself or with a team, you post it and you're done, right? Or you schedule it ahead for the coming week or coming days, and you don't have to spend every single day like hours and hours on it. You can if you want, but it's not it's more like low
yeah.
time investment wise if you want that.
Exactly, exactly. So like you say, yeah, it's perfect for people who do have a full-time job. And for me, that was the biggest plus, to it. It was something that I could do in addition to my day job. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Steph, before we dive in, like how you got started with this, really quick to motivate people who are watching this. We've like you worked on this yourself for I think 3 or 4 months, and then we started around 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I started off, I did a course, just so I could learn generally how to get started. But I actually had a couple of channels prior to the one that I managed to monetize. And I think it was mainly just really poor choices on my part that, the first channel, it was taking me, because of the niche that I had chosen, it was just taking me a bit too long to get the videos done, because I wasn't very wise when I chose the sort of videos that I'd be making. And then I started another channel, and that didn't really work out. But yeah, I then started my third channel, with this time with a bit more information regarding YouTube. I'd learned a bit by then, and yeah, that's kind of I just started that channel, and that's when I decided to join you, Casper. So that's how I got started.
Awesome, yeah. And that's such an interesting thing that you say too, because nowadays a lot of people see like when they are looking for online business models, like make your first $10,000 online in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. But they often forget to see that it's not always the first channel or business or thing that you start is going to be your breakthrough, right? And what I've seen also from working with over like hundreds of people, one-on-one or in group settings, most people quit after their first channel, their first 10 videos, their first 15 videos. But yeah, like you said, you had amazing success right now, but it took you like 2-3 channels and a lot of experience, time, and investments to get there, right?
Totally. Yeah, it really is not something, like you say, a lot of people look at this this business model and they think, oh, this is going to be a really easy way for me to quickly make 10K. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. Obviously, for some people, yes, they get lucky. But I think, what is important to remember is that with YouTube, it does take time to learn the ropes. It does take a bit of time to understand how the algorithm, kind of works. It's not something you can really just start and, oh, okay, the next day you're making $100 a day. You really have to be persistent, and not giving up is very, very key. It's a learning process, like with anything. With any new thing that you start, you can't really expect to hit the ground running. It does take a little bit of time to get to know the platform, get to know how things work. But if you keep at it, you don't give up. That's so important. So many people just give up. And of course, I was there. I was thinking, oh, you know what, this is just too hard. But I thought, no, this is what I've read a lot about YouTube, is that a lot of people do give up. So I thought, no, I'm just going to persevere. And yeah, I managed to have a breakthrough. So it was worth it.
The fruits of your patience are bearing right now, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, it was worth it.
Steph, I actually really like what you just said, and that's such a big thing, like people giving up too quickly. Can you tell me your journey from like, okay, deciding you're gonna start YouTube, like an online business model, to then getting your first course, and then those 2 channels you started before this channel that was successful? Like the way you built that, the way you failed those, and then how your mindset developed, like, no, don't give up. let's keep testing. Because I see a lot of people trying 1 or 2 channels and then they give up and it's done. And they like, oh no, this doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think for me, when I initially started my first channel, the first thing was it took me so long to come up with a niche, right? And I think this is where a lot of people get stuck. They overthink, okay, what if I choose the wrong niche? You know, and they think, well, if I choose the wrong niche, then that's it, you know, like I'm just going to mess it up. But I think that's the first thing for me. I took way too long trying to decide on it.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, the best thing is to just start. So eventually I said, okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but I just picked a niche and I started it. And yeah, it didn't, for me, it was just the wrong niche. It was taking too much of my time regarding the video creation. So yeah, and then what really helped me though was there was a small community on Facebook that was also doing the course that I was doing. And so I started to get a little bit more involved with them. And I think what really helped me was just getting some input from other people, learning more about their journeys really helped me to stay encouraged. So I think for me, that was quite a, for me mentally, that really helped me looking at other people who were kind of in the same boat. And also seeing people who had breakthroughs, you know, and that encouraged me to keep going. So I think that's quite key because I started off this journey pretty much isolated. But as I kind of got to know a few more people who were doing the same thing, that helped me a lot. Encouraged me to keep going. And yeah, so I started the second channel. I learned a bit more about things. Again, getting more feedback from people that I knew who were also doing the same thing. I saw how they were doing things. And yeah, eventually doing a bit more research, I ended up with my current channel. And yeah, it just took a bit of time, but like I say, it's been worth it. And I finally found the right niche for me. And yeah, it's going well.
So a big thing for you in like keeping on going and continuing and not giving up was basically finding a community of like-minded people that are on the same journey as you are, have the same roadblocks, the same, like maybe see some level of success or progress to keep you motivated and also show you like what doesn't work, what does work, and what is possible with it.
100%, Casper. I think that really was what kept me going with this thing. Because, you know, when you're working by yourself and you're kind of in an isolated space, it's really easy to lose motivation. But yeah, having that community of people really, really helped me. And of course, I learned a lot from them. I saw a lot of mistakes I was making. And I think if it wasn't for that, you know, I may still be stuck with my first niche, not really getting anywhere. So for me, that really was key.
Interesting. Very, very valuable for a lot of people. Because I think a lot of people start this by themselves and then it's easy to lose motivation when something doesn't work and you don't know why it works and you don't know if it's normal, right? If other people are struggling too, or if everyone is like immediately successful. I think with a lot of things in life, that's where if you're in it alone, you can feel like you're the only one that is experiencing this hardship or roadblocks. But then you surround yourself with people, you find out that most people are actually struggling a little.
Totally.
So Steph, how did you transition like from your like second channel to your third channel? Like when were you like, okay, this one is not working too, let's move on to number 3? And what made you decide on that specific issue then had? And also like the mindset of like, okay, let's keep on going and try again, you know, because I can imagine after giving up, like not giving up, but trying 2 channels, it's getting a little bit like, oh man, it's taking long, much time, much energy. What's your thought process after the second one?
Yeah, right. So so when I had my second channel, I think I had posted about, I think it was close to maybe 15 videos. And they just weren't getting a lot of views. I don't think I had any videos that had over 100 views. And, you know, of course, you start losing motivation. And by that time, I had made friends with one of the ladies who was doing the same course as I was. And I saw that she said to me, "Oh, Steph, you know, I'm doing this niche and I'm suddenly getting all these views and all these subscribers." And I was thinking, wow, okay, how is she doing this? And I kind of had a look at how she had found this particular niche that she was doing. And I realized, okay, I've obviously chosen a niche which is really, really saturated. You know, so I don't think there was a lot of room for my videos because there was so much content already out there. And my videos, of course, were modeled on that existing content. And I just realized that it was just, I was kind of now comparing my channel to my friend's channel. And I was realizing, okay, it's a much easier way or maybe a quicker way of doing this. If I can just find a niche similar to hers. So yeah, I did some more niche research. Basically, I was looking for this time a lot smaller channels. So I wasn't looking for massive channels, which may have been my first mistake, you know, the really big channels and modeling on those. I started looking at channels that actually didn't have a lot of subscribers, but had got those subscribers in a really short amount of time. And I managed to find a niche which was seemed to be quite happening. And I thought, okay, let me try this one. And that's the niche, that I'm still working with. So it's a process, you know, you just you learn as you go. Like I think my strategy for the first two niches was just totally wrong, you know, but of course I learned as I went along. I learned from my friend. And that's kind of how I arrived at my current channel.
Gotcha, yeah, that's something I tell a lot of my clients too, like don't focus so much on going viral or becoming successful or making all that money, but just focus on learning the basics and the fundamentals and getting the mindset right, and then just getting the experience you need to run this, right? It would be crazy if everyone could just start a channel without experience and become super rich and make it immediately. That would be, then it's, the whole world would be doing it then, right?
Well, that's the thing, Casper. You know, when I started this, I thought, wow, this seems like it's the really easy way forward. Why isn't everyone doing this? And I quickly learned why. You know, it is a process. It's not easy, and you do have to really, really be determined in what you're doing. So. Yeah, like you say, if it was really, really easy, everyone would be doing it. But it's not the case. It does take time, and you just learn as you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like the process itself is simple in a way, right? Like if you look at your video production process right now, it's not like rocket science. In a way, a lot of people could do what you're doing now, but it's about that experience, about the learning curve, about sticking to it and finding that market that works for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, creating a channel, so easy. Creating videos, really, really easy. But it's just, like you say, it's about learning the market. It's about learning what works. And that only comes with experimentation and trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. And props to you for sticking through it, because it's not easy to it's easy to give up, you know. It's not easy to try things, spend time, money and energy on it, things fail, you see it as a learning curve or like an experience to get better, and then get to this point where you are now. It's very respectable and motivational for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has its moments.
Yeah. Everyone has their moment. I still have my moment too. So Steph, you started that third channel, and then what was the reason you started with me with the one-on-one coaching program? Like you had a kind of an idea for that third channel, but then I remember I think you had 4 or 5 videos up when we started or something, right?
Yeah.
What was your thought process behind getting into the program with me?
Okay, yeah. So I started the third channel, this time with a little bit more confidence that, okay, finally I found.
Stephanie, I lost your audio there.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think this connection is a little bit wonky. Can you hear me, Casper? Sorry, I can't hear you. Casper?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now. It's a little bit like
Okay,
there's
I
a bit of
can,
lag.
yeah, I can hear you again now, and it says it's recording again. Can you hear me too, Steph?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. All right. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, my question was, what was the reason you got into my one-on-one program after you started that third channel and had like what, 5, 6, 7 videos up? What was your thought process
Yeah.
and reasoning?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I started my third channel with a lot more confidence this time that I was finally in a niche that could work. And yeah, I was posting videos, and of course, as always happens when you start a channel, you think, right, this is finally the one, and you're posting videos and you're still not getting over 100 views. And psychological things set in again. You know what? I'm now on my third channel. Like, I really have spent a lot of time on this thing up until this point, and I really just need this to work.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, yes, I understood that YouTube can take time. But I realized how much value I had already got from the community that I was in. And I thought, if I have one-on-one coaching, this is really going to help me a lot more. And that's when I came across your program, Casper, and I thought, this really sounds like something that could really benefit me. And yeah, I just really, because I was so far into this process, yes, I still hadn't had success yet, but I really wasn't going to give up either. Yeah, you know, I'd come too far now.
Yeah,
So
that's a mindset
yeah,
you need to have. Yeah.
I've got to go all in now.
Yeah.
So
All or nothing.
I just thought, yeah, if I can get some one-on-one coaching, because, you know, a lot of the times you can get information, yes, online for free. You can do free courses. You can get information up to a certain point, which you can then take and apply to your own channel. But sometimes it really helps just to have someone look at your channel and say, okay, this is specifically what you, for your channel, this is what you need to do. Because it's, you know, every channel's different. And I felt that's what I really needed. And so that's why, yeah, I thought, okay, time for some one-on-one coaching.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And that's such a big thing where, yeah, a course is nice. A course can teach you the basics, but yeah, literally, like you say, there's so many different kind of niches on YouTube that you can do. So many things that do work, that don't work. And yeah, it's good to sometimes have a bit of accountability or someone looking over your shoulder telling you what not to do or what direction to go into, right?
Totally. Yeah. So I felt that for me is really what was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steph, how has your experience been in the program since we started? Could you give me a little breakdown of that and just be as honest as you can be? And yeah, just talk me through, like, it's been around, I think, 2 months right now out of the standard 3 months the program is. How did you experience this from like starting out, like our first call, how we got started, to the weekly calls, to the communication in Slack, to like how you feeling about it now, basically?
Yeah, Casper. I mean, for me, it's been a really positive experience. I've really found that the coaching has helped me a lot, again, with specifics for my channel. I think the weekly calls are great because, you know, they sort of come around again in time when you really need another call. So you'll go off, you'll do your work for a week, you'll be creating videos. And of course, within that week, it's like, okay, I'm not doing great with views, or I am doing great with views, but now I need to find out the next step. So I really like the structure. I think the weekly calls are really, really good. And also what I really like is just having that access on Slack. So if I do have a question during the week, I just send you a message and you give me some feedback and advice. I think that's really cool. Yeah, that's helped me a lot. And of course, saves a lot of time, instead of having to go out onto Google and try and find the answer, I just ask you, and yeah, feedback straight away. It's great. It's really helped me. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, to summarize, it's two main points that you really appreciate about this. It's the quick answers to questions you have that come up day by day that you can ask me in Slack. And then it's sort of like the accountability aspect of the weekly calls to get on a call, be motivated, get homework, and then sort of it dips down. And then the week after it sort of spikes up again through the calls to verify everything.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's been great having feedback on a weekly basis, as my channel progresses. And of course, I'm not going to get that anywhere else. It's just really nice being able to ask you, okay, please just look at my channel. Tell me what the next step is. What should I do next? Should I change this? Should I keep that? That for me has been really, really valuable.
Gotcha. Yeah, amazing. So Steph, could you tell me a little bit? So this is more like about like the personal experience, like how it works. Could you tell me a little bit about, what changed for you, like the way you run your channel, like the strategies we discuss, the systems, the way you run your channel right now compared to what you used to do before this?
Yeah, sure. So, so before the coaching, I really wasn't too sure what I was doing in terms of video topics. So I was kind of doing a bit of everything. It wasn't very structured, and I didn't really have a specific sub niche that I was following. So I would just basically go out onto YouTube. I would look at what's trending. I would look at what's been popular in the last month. I would take videos with, say, 100,000 views, and I would just model on those. But there wasn't a lot of structure. So what's really helped me since doing the coaching is, you've given me some feedback in terms of what I should be focusing on. So for example, with those few viral videos that I had, I wouldn't have known really to double down on those and just keep going. I think I would have been a bit afraid to carry on with the same kind of theme, thinking, oh, the audience is going to just get tired of it, because I didn't really understand, okay, there's only a small fraction of your subscribers that are actually going to, keep watching the next video and the next video. There's a whole world out there. And so advice like that has really helped me to make progress a lot quicker than, maybe I would have if I didn't have that input. So that's really helped me mold my channel into something which is now working, as opposed to something which may have taken a lot longer to get going.
Yeah. So it's more like a systemized process to go through. So you're saying, right? Yeah, that is actually funny what you said. Like, you still, up until last week when we went on the call, you were like, are we really going to do the same topic again? So go for it.
But you're right, Casper, it works. It's still working.
I mean, I saw your channel this morning or yesterday, I think, and seems to still be doing fine, the same kind of topics or the series, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you on that. So Stephanie, could you, if you're willing to, tell me a little bit about the actual results of the channel, like since we started, in terms of like the channel getting monetized and now the revenue you made on it the last 2 months?
Yeah, sure, Casper. So so my channel got monetized about a month and a half ago. And within the first month, I was really fortunate in that I had another viral video that took off. And I think that really has carried my channel. And I think just from that one video.
I know so.
Sorry?
I don't think so. I know so for a fact.
Yeah. let me be clear. That video has carried my channel.
Yeah.
And that alone, just that one video,
Mm-hmm.
earned me, I think it's close to 6,000 in 1 month.
Wow.
I
Incredible.
mean, that was just for me amazing. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just so happy, and you know, I can see now this actually really does work.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's like, and I gotta be honest, I think I told you too, the virality of that one video after starting, like us together starting with this program. I had one client who went even more viral, but yes, like 700,000 views in 2 3 weeks is definitely up there in the higher outliers of success and virality with a video. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the great thing about YouTube, is that it is possible. You know, you don't have to be a massive channel to make
Hmm.
that kind of money. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
I don't know how many subscribers I had at that point, but yeah, I mean, I think at the moment I've still only got about 12,000 subscribers, but it just shows you what you can still do as a small channel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is so wild, right? Because you had, yeah, between 2 and 10,000 subscribers when you got those first 1 or 2 viral videos. And it
Yeah.
made you like six, seven, $8,000 in 6 weeks now. And that's so much more than the amount of subscribers. You wouldn't say that a small channel like that can do something like numbers like this, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's just amazing. It's totally possible.
Yeah.
Totally possible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's still running now, right? The new videos are doing well. That video is still getting views. It's all
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the viral one is still going. And I thought maybe the views per hour were dropping, but they're back up again. So it's still making me money, which is great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the new videos are not as viral, but they're still like I saw a couple getting over 5 10,000 views too, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I've got a couple with like 20,000. I think the latest ones have, I think, 5 to 10,000, which is still great. I mean, that's still 60 to $100.
Yeah.
Um, you know, which for me is great.
I mean, yeah, if you because you make the video still yourself with AI, the RPM is high, like $10 per thousand views, right? So even 5, 10, or 20,000 views is $50 to $200, yeah, per
Yeah,
video.
I mean, it's amazing because you think about the time that you put in to make one video. It's maybe what, 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
to get that return on such little effort,
Mm-hmm.
is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, well said. So now that you've, I think like you should have gotten your first YouTube check like 4 or 5 days ago, right?
Yeah, so AdSense have processed the payment. I'm just still waiting to receive it on my end.
Okay.
So yeah,
Right.
I've just got to wait to receive that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your plan for the coming weeks and months now, Steph? Now you have this channel that's working, it's making you an X amount a day. You still do the videos yourself with AI. What is roughly like your plan for the coming time? How do you like see the future for yourself with this?
Okay, yeah. So basically, Casper, taking your advice, I'm definitely going to be reinvesting some
Mhm.
of that money back into the channel, mainly looking to outsource now, just to free up some of my time so I
Mhm.
can start maybe either creating another channel. I would really like to have that existing channel translated into Spanish, as you have suggested. So I will be doing that as well.
Yeah.
So mainly, yeah, my plan is to reinvest back into the channel, start outsourcing so I can increase volume, and
Mm.
again, hopefully hit another really juicy viral video. So
Yeah.
that's my plan. Yeah, just to keep going with this thing. And obviously my longer term goal is to have a few of these channels
Mhm.
running, you
Yeah.
know.
Awesome. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. If you make 6 to 8 thousand in a month, you can automate and outsource this channel. You can translate this channel. You can make new channels. There's so much possibilities if you reinvest that and don't spend it all on uh,
Yeah.
other stuff, right? Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course, you can enjoy it a little bit too. I would definitely recommend you doing that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a very nice like cash reserve investment fund to scale up even more.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for breaking that all down. It's really incredible what you have achieved with this. And I think such an important lesson that it's like a big part of is all mindset and just keeping on going and learning and improving, right?
Totally, Casper. Yeah. It really does come down to your, you know, saying to yourself, I'm going to be determined in
Mhm.
this, and just don't lose hope. Just keep going with it, and you'll get there. You know, if you're determined enough, I really do believe you will get what you are, you know, what you're going for. So yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Awesome. Very good advice. Yeah. So I have a few last questions. What is like one piece of advice you would give someone that is starting out with this, like your younger self doing this like 2, 3 months ago? Like, what would you tell yourself? Like,
Yeah. So I think for me, for me, I lost a lot of time trying to choose a niche.
mm-hmm,
Don't overthink things. Basically, my advice is just get started.
mm-hmm,
Just start. If you're struggling to choose something, just pick something, because you'll still be learning stuff, right?
yeah,
I wasted a lot of time by just thinking about a channel, thinking about a niche, thinking
mm-hmm,
about creating the videos, but I never really got started. And it's so important to start. Otherwise, you'll be stuck for
yeah,
months with no progress. Yeah,
mm, yeah. So don't get stuck in like analysis paralysis, but more so
exactly.
that start testing something, dip your feet in the water, see how it goes, and then learn along the way, sort of.
Yeah. Analysis paralysis is not a place to be.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Yeah,
Exactly. Awesome. I think I live by those words actually. Like I usually say like imperfect action is better than nothing, you know. So it's never gonna
exactly.
get to start anyway. So just get started, do something, learn, see how it looks, improve, learn from the
Yeah,
feedback, and it's inevitably gonna work if you keep improving on it.
yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Stephanie, I think we can leave it at that, unless you have anything else you want to add to this.
Um, Not much more from my end, Casper. Thanks very much for chatting about it. I'm really, really happy to be able to share my experience with everyone and just encourage everybody
Mm-hmm.
that yeah, it is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I mean, you're the perfect example, right? You're a mother, you still work your 9 to 5 job.
Mhm.
You did this on the side, and yeah, literally anyone can make this work if you like look at the different kinds of people we worked with and your success right now. So
Yeah,
start taking action, I would say, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Stephanie, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I talk to you on a Thursday on the next call, yeah?
Great. Thanks, Casper. Awesome chatting.
Thank you.